Hello everyone, welcome back again to Liverpool Report today. We've got the latest updates on our beloved club Liverpool. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of Liverpool Report news. Let's get started. Arneslot has denied that Darwin Nunez clashed with a member of Liverpool's coaching staff during training last week, which resulted in him being snubbed from the matchday squad that beat West Ham at Anfield. The Uruguayan has not been a guaranteed starter throughout the campaign, but to not even make the 20-man squad that feature in a Premier League game was headline-worthy. Nunez's future has been very much under the spotlight as he continues to struggle for consistency. There are rumours of a summer exit for the former Benfica man, who remains the club's most expensive signing. But Slot insists he wasn't overlooked for selection for reportedly having words with a member of the coaching staff, which resulted in him leaving a training session. Nunez will travel to Leicester with Slot, claiming he was simply not feeling himself last week. The Dutchman said he didn't feel himself the day before the match, and he went inside, and he wasn't able to be part of the team the day after. The Liverpool manager was then asked if he had words with a staff member, to which Slot replied, "No, he didn't. He did leave the pitch because he didn't feel himself." Nunez has only started 8 times in the Premier League, but has featured 42 times in all competitions. In that time, he's managed to return just 7 goals with his finishing in front of goal, still a major work on for the Uruguayan, who was called out by his manager after missing glorious chance against Aston Villa. Slot has criticised Nunez for his work rate against Wolves and Villa in February. He said after the stalemate at Villa Park, "What was a bit harder for me to accept was his behaviour after that chance. I think it got too much in his head, where he wasn't the usual Darwin that works his off and makes sure he helps the team." Nunez has been linked with a move to Saudi Arabia, which could prove lucrative for the Reds and help them cut their losses should they choose to cash in. The Liverpool manager made few changes to the squad in his first summer at the helm, but has confessed new energy would prove beneficial. He said, "I think the core of the team you want to keep as long as you can together, as long as they are performing in the best possible way. But it is also in general good to have some new energy in and around the place with 1 or 2 players. That I agree on. But it isn't really a necessity when you look at the quality we have and the quality of the season we have had." Hindsight is a wonderful thing. But Ruud van Nistelrooy spoke way too soon when he questioned Cody Gakpo's move to Liverpool. It was just 6 games into the Dutch forward's time at Anfield when Van Nistelrooy said Gakpo got it wrong by picking Liverpool over Manchester United. Maybe it was his loyalty to his former club, but it was weird then. It's very wrong now. Gakpo didn't set the world alight initially when he left PSV, where Van Nistelrooy was his manager, to move to Liverpool in January 2023. The Reds were struggling in one of their worst seasons under Jurgen Klopp, but there were reasons for it. And Gakpo's signing was part of the German manager's refresh of his squad. He just arrived a little earlier. That was because Liverpool knew United was sniffing around the player. Van Nistelrooy knew that too. He wanted Gakpo to join United. He said Gakpo wanted to join United, but he signed for Liverpool. As far as I know, Gakpo has always dreamed of playing for Manchester United, and he was in talks with Erik ten Hag since August, Van Nistelrooy said in February 2023. I also wanted him to play for United, but the club didn't make an offer in January. When I heard about Liverpool, I discussed it with him and told him to wait until the summer. Gakpo talked with Van Dijk in the last few days, and he convinced him. Manchester United is a club that has always believed in young players, and their Gakpo would find the right spaces to grow, especially when there are midfielders like Fernandes or Casemiro in the team today. But now things are different. Liverpool is not having a good season, and this has consequences, because I know it very well, and everyone will be affected. Van Nistelrooy will go up against his former player this weekend when Liverpool head to Leicester City. The fact it is a game which could secure the Reds the Premier League title proves to Gakpo that he made the right decision, and that Van Nistelrooy's words were not so wise. Of course, it's easy to pick them apart now. Back then, it did look like Ten Hag was turning United back into a top team, but they soon went in the opposite direction. Coincidentally, it did start to unravel when they got stuffed 7-0 at Anfield by Liverpool a few weeks later. Gakpo scored twice that day. The Dutch forward may have been a success at Old Trafford, but given the changes there since then, it would not have been easy. Instead, he is flourishing at Anfield under a bald Dutchman, but it is Arne Slot and not Ten Hag. He has 16 goals this season for the Reds, but if he gets more on Sunday to put Liverpool one step closer to the title and potentially relegated Leicester, Van Nistelrooy really will be wishing he joined United. Arne Slot has refused to comment on the future of Liverpool star Trent Alexander-Arnold, but admitted he is nearing a return for the Reds after returning to training. The Anfield vice-captain has been out of action since February with an ankle injury. Alexander-Arnold could be in the final months of his Liverpool career, with his contract set to expire at the end of the season. The 26-year-old is widely expected to join Real Madrid in the summer, after the La Liga giants attempted to prize him away from Merseyside in January. Liverpool head coach Slot has steered clear of commenting on the fullback's plans, however, and has no intention of speaking on Alexander-Arnold's future until it is decided. The Dutchman suggested it is no yet, despite Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah both having signed contract extensions. Slot cautiously claimed that Alexander-Arnold could be among the substitutes against Leicester this weekend. The Dutchman is happy with the academy product's commitment. "No, I think you would be surprised if I answered differently to the rest of the season," Slot said in his press conference. "It is for hours the same answer: we don't talk about these things when they are not done, and they are not." Trent is coming back from injury and trained with us this week. He has shown his commitment, and he shows me what a player he is when he is on a pitch, and how much he works hard to be back with the team and the fans of LFC. Everyone who watches football knows he is an incredible fullback for this club, so let's see what the future brings. Trent is not ready to start, but if things go well today and tomorrow, he might be on the bench. First session with the team was Weds, so not able to start, but let's see if he can join us. Would be nice if he is with us. Slot was happier to comment on Van Dijk after he signed a new 2-year deal. "It tells you that we want to keep our best players, the ones who have had great seasons for so many years," said Slot. "That we are able to keep them as free agents tells you the ambitions we have for the coming years. Virgil is so important to us. Great personality and great player." He continued, "It's difficult to describe. You know how important he is when you see him play. Everyone has complimented him over the years as a defender. I mostly watch football and look at possession. He is so good at bringing it out from the back. The diagonal passes, the through ball, the leader he is. That is something I haven't worked with before. The energy he brings to the team, how professional he is and how he tries to help his teammates." Virgil van Dijk has signed a new 2-year deal at Liverpool. The Reds have confirmed the Dutch defender has penned a contract after months of talks to end uncertainty over the captain's future. Van Dijk, 33, has helped lead the Merseysiders towards a 20th league title this season, with just 6 points needed to secure the Premier League crown. But there was concern as the months went on that Van Dijk may have moved on this summer. The defender was open about discussions throughout the season as talks went on in the background, but now he joins Mo Salah in committing the next 2 years of his career to Liverpool, while the Reds and boss Arne Slot get one of the best defenders in the world for another 2 seasons at least. "I'm very happy, very proud," Van Dijk said. "There are so many emotions obviously that go through my head right now speaking about it. It's a proud feeling. It's a feeling of joy. It's just incredible. The journey I've had so far in my career, to be able to extend it with another 2 years at this club, is amazing, and I'm so happy. It was always Liverpool. That was the case. It was always in my head. It was always the plan. And it was always Liverpool. There wasn't any doubt in my head that this is the place to be for me and my family. I'm one of Liverpool. Someone called me the other day an adopted Scouser. I'm really proud to hear these things. It gives me a great feeling." It became clear this month that Van Dijk would renew his deal, as he admitted there had been progress after their defeat by Fulham 2 weeks ago. That was the first time he had been positive about the discussions. Van Dijk will turn 34 this summer, but has shown no signs of aging this season, with Liverpool keeping 20 clean sheets in the games he has played in. Sporting director Richard Hughes has been leading discussions throughout with Van Dijk and his agent, Neil Fewings, and there has been confidence on both sides that a deal would get done. It is understood that Van Dijk's deal is on similar terms to his previous contract, which is around £350,000 a week, or just less than £40 million over the course of the 2 years. It's a significant investment by the club, but also a belief that given the data and his performances, they believe he will stay at the top of his game for more years to come. Liverpool believe that they can continue to give players like Van Dijk, Salah and others the platform to continue to achieve their ambitions, which is winning major trophies. They also believe that by tying down club captain Van Dijk and Salah, that they are showing the club's ambition to remain at the very top of the game. Liverpool signed Van Dijk from Southampton in 2018 for a world record £75 million fee for a defender. He has won 1 Premier League title, a Champions League, 2 Carabao Cups and an FA Cup. With another league title to come, of course. The Dutchman said earlier this week, "I love the club. That's pretty obvious. I think you can see that in the way I speak about the club, the way I work for the club, in terms of what I do on the pitch, on and off the pitch, and that will always be the same. I think it's the whole combination. I joined the club in 2017 for many reasons. Reasons like how much it means to all the Scousers, to all the fans around the whole world to be connected to Liverpool. Being successful with Liverpool, the culture of the club, everything that embodies Liverpool. That is just part of me. That's why I'm always proud when I wear that shirt. Go out there and try to be the best version of myself in terms of the football player that I am." Van Dijk was also happy earlier this week that Salah has signed his deal. "I'm obviously very happy for the club, and all of us connected to the club," he said. You can't put it in words how consistent he is, obviously in terms of his numbers, but the work rate he's put in over those last 8 years at the club is incredible, and he can still show it for another few years.